Hello and welcome to another episode of the It's Good to Be Bard podcast, the Stockholm Syndrome of role-playing podcasts. Just enter your credit card details onto our Patreon account and we'll sign you up for Ollie's OnlyFans page. This week, we're still dragging our respective carcasses around the joys of 5th century Britain using the starter set from Chaosium's latest version of Pendragon. Naturally, that does mean a spoiler alert needs to be placed here. I'm Dave, your GM, and last time out, the team of Ollie.
Hello.
Graeme.
Hello.
Dave 2.
Hello.
And Lee.
Hello.
Fumbled their way through the pulling of the sword from the stone and the might of King Lot's initial threats against Arthur. This time, we're in the year 511, and we have another 2-part year to inflict upon you. How much can we possibly offend the Welsh this week with our terrible accents, or indeed the West Country of the UK, or indeed anyone with ears? Stay tuned to find out in this week's episode. We've cast the net far and wide for a role model for King Arthur, and we've settled on Joe Pesci, or possibly Joe Pasquale. Really, I leave that up to you to decide. Don't forget, our Facebook page contains pictures for you to view as the story continues. Leave a comment, leave a like, or even a begging letter for us to stop. One day, we're bound to take notice. Well, it's enough from me. It's over to me, and on with the show. As we were saying, typos aside,
Yes.
you have characters each. What I have in my hand is characters that belonged to Lee and Matt, who are of course not with us, which is Cadwallon and Sir Everin.
We'll just work them from the back.
What was it? This is the human centipede or something?
Did I say something wrong there?
What we're going to do is we're going to stitch them together end to end.
Do you need a guide in how to skin a human?
No, I know what we'll do. No, when you see those guys put a pole along, and they put a pole along there and they're doing that with them.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Shouldn't treat Polish people like that. So,
Waka waka.
and we're back. Unfortunately. Your character is... Let's start with Graeme.
Oh, my character is Sir Clarion.
And you are...
I am a Cymric Christian for the homeland of Rydyshan, and my distinctive features are I have a strong jaw, haughty expression, and my family characteristic, apparently, is I am well bred.
So, there we go. Ollie, your character
I
is...
am Sir Asterius. He is Greek. He is Christian.
Forgot about that.
His homeland is Syria. Wonderful part of the world.
I mean, I'm not sure why it was not Greece, but...
Travelling.
His distinctive features are a charming accent. I'm from
Hey, excuse me, mister.
Dark eyes. He's clean shaven, and he is also well bred. Hovis, obviously.
And finally, last and by no means least, we are looking at Dave's character.
Right, I am Sir Avaloch. I am a Roman Cymric knight. I'm Christian. Come from Carleon, so...
Nice, you're in your home territory at the moment.
Distinctive features are flowing hair, braying laugh, and from reading the blurb here, I'm a smart ass.
Excellent.
It's Jace.
How are you going to play flowing hair, though?
It is role playing.
He remembers.
Not sure I do, it's that long ago.
It's there in the dim and distant past. So, last week on Pendragon, the early years.
Last time.
Previously, on Pendragon.
Yeah.
Do you want a cough sweet?
Yeah. I think you need to expect to it.
There we go. That's
Bingo. You were at the tournament when the sword was drawn from the stone.
Something happened.
better. Yeah, some squire got above his station.
Some very, very serious business took place with the sword, which we won't go into.
Him putting it in and out using his arsehole.
You were then asked to guard the sword overnight when you were surprisingly attacked Pictish warriors.
I wasn't surprised.
No, you were surprised because you didn't see it coming.
No, we weren't surprised.
As a person, I wasn't surprised.
Our characters might have not spotted them.
I was like, come on, David, go on, attack us. Come on, we're guarding the sword.
Look, go with me. It was a surprise twist.
Yes, we didn't see it coming at all.
And that was the year 510. And there wasn't a single suit of shiny plate mail armour in which you can remove the bottom half and still dance with a lady, shall we say. A la Excalibur.
Are you saying that Excalibur's all bollocks?
Well, it's got a Welsh Merlin, so no.
It's entertaining.
Well, it must be all true then.
I don't remember him tuning a leak at all. I think
No, he was too busy wearing a skull cap made of steel.
Yes.
Which had clearly been, they discovered steel 1,500 years early.
I have to say, it's an interesting look.
It is.
He wears it well.
So,
You should get a steel skull cap.
ignoring this bit.
Fuck off.
You didn't look even more like a wizard.
That is true. You would
You
look
would,
like a wizard.
aye.
Unfortunately, you would look like Merlin from Excalibur, and that's about it. But
Well, there's your cosplay sorted out.
yeah, there you go, done.
I'm Merlin, the happy pig.
In the year 511, more serious things will happen,
The year of our Lord, 511.
and there will clearly be no laughter for the rest of the session.
Okay.
Clearly, yeah.
Clearly.
We're going to Scotland.
Do we need to do our dice rolls from 10
We need to do the wintry phase.
Well,
don't we?
paint my bottom blue and call me Roderick.
The winter phase needs to come up and run up and kick us in the bollocks.
The winter phase. At the end of every year in Pendragon, every character goes through a winter phase, the opportunity to improve their character as they get 1 year older. Naturally, this means we have some tedious dice rolling to do, but bear with it, it doesn't last very long. Well, winter phase is very
nice.
short. It's a starters.
You die.
winter phase.
Move on.
So,
It's cold.
Step one would be roll 1d20 for every tick you have on your sheet. If the number rolled is greater than the current value, then you learn from the experience and add 1 point to that value.
Have they changed
Once
that?
a checked statistic is rolled, erase the tick.
Because it used to be equal, didn't it? Or was that a house rule?
That was Paladin.
Ah,
So this is, if it's greater than the number, you increase it. 20 is the biggest skill you can get.
I'm not more proud,
I'm not more proud.
and I am more reckless.
That sounds really, really... You're into training and practice straight after this, by the way.
Trusting. I am not more trusting. And I am not more valorous. Wow, that really didn't break my way. Loyalty to king?
You must have done sword as well.
Yes.
11.
Loyalty to king goes up.
You obviously hate the king.
I do hate the king.
And you did do a lance charge.
Yes. Oh, is that the charge skill or the spear skill?
I imagine it would be charge
Right.
if you were charging.
Is there a charge skill?
There is a charge skill.
Yeah.
I had it on my sheet.
Ah, yes. I've got it written down as Lance. Yeah, so.
Lance.
Great film.
It didn't go up.
Oh, mine did.
I did.
Boom, boom, boom. Once you have finished with that, you can go into training and practice. Now you get the option of one of 5 things.
Yes.
You may add 1 point to a trait, decreasing the opposite side by a value of 1. Change a passion, add or subtract 1 from a passion.
Subtract.
Well, you may have to
Oh.
make room for other things to increase. If you were at 40, for example.
I'm going to go and punch the king's retainer to the ground.
Change a characteristic by adding 1 point to strength, dex, con, or appearance.
I noticed size it specifically isn't mentioned.
Because you are over 21. Train skills up to 15, so add 6 points to any number of skills under 15. All points may be added to one skill, divided between 2 or more, as long as the value is not raised more than 15.
I like the fact they've made it 6 points.
Yeah,
so you don't have to do it shafted by a dice roll
And
immediately.
Train up a skill that is up to 20 from, so basically anything between 15 and 19 you can increase by 1 point. No skill can receive a critical bonus or increase it by training and practice. It has to be done in other ways.
If I take my strength up 1 point, I go from a 4d6 to a 5d6.
Does that make it 27, does it?
Oh, it has to be 27, does it?
Yes.
That's the
Oh,
combination.
It has to be, yeah.
Strength and size have to be 27.
Oh, it's
doesn't it?
I thought it was divided by 5. It's divided by 6. My bad.
Since my total is 23, I'm not sure I'm going to bother.
Well, you'll be dead, Billy.
Yes, because that's a hell of a long way away. Well, I'm going to go for the low skills.
Six big fat points.
Right, so awareness, we'll put that up a couple of points.
That was bad.
Svard.
Yeah, fair
How
enough.
about yourself, Mr. Dave?
Decision arising.
In that case, we shall still move on. Add up all the glory from last year's play. Find the total number and write it in history and events. Now, did I give out the glory?
You did.
I did. In that case, add it up and
Done.
add your passive glory, add your one-time honours. Then, if you go for 1,000 points or over that 1,000 points, you will get a prestige point. And with that, your life is complete for another year.
Marvellous.
That would be it.
Now,
4 simple steps.
what are, like, passive... Is it the same as it was previously? So, skills of 16 or higher, stats...
Passive glory, The characters included earn passive glory in one of two ways: appeal value and traits and passions. Other ways to earn will be doing stuff. A fair appeal. If you have 13 to 15 appeal, anyone?
Yes.
No.
You get 10 points.
Ooh.
Each winter phase. While those of elegant appeal, 16 to 18, get 25, and those of 19, 50.
Nice.
Nice.
Traits and passions. Famous traits and passions add 15 glory every year, exalted 25, and you can't gain more than 100 passive glory from traits and passions. So if you remember, it's that whole category of famous would be 16 to 20, exalted 20 plus. So anything that's 16 and above will literally get you 15 points of glory
I'm
each year.
famously indulgent.
Each one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 16 and above gets you 15 glory.
It didn't take me over. It's 2890 I go
Yeah,
to.
you might go over this, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not when he dies.
Yeah, well then you can get Sir not appearing in this film.
Excellent.
Does it apply to skills?
It literally
No,
gave those.
That's fine.
This might be only starter set stuff. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
30.
We've played Pendragon for 20 years and we're used to several other rules. This is a starter set, therefore it's got a lot of slightly simplified rules.
2, 3.
Not necessarily bad, just
Extra
more simple.
45.
A good jumping on point for anyone who's never played.
As long as you realise there's 1 or 2 grammatical errors.
There are 1 or 2 grammatical errors.
Yeehaw!
See, I told you it wouldn't be too long. Turning instead, the camera swoops over the landscape as though it's dragged by a crow. And, the music swells, the titles come up, and then there's a rolling set of credits that tell you that the year 511 was a shit year for everybody.
It's like the humorous credits from Blackadder.
Yes, it is. Except it's voiced over by Merlin, and in typical fashion, he does it in Welsh, not in English with a Welsh accent, just so that only a very small amount of people can understand what he's saying.
Point of order. Is it Joe Pesci or Joe Pasquale doing the voiceover?
He's not playing Merlin, is he?
Yes.
Joe Pasquale or Joe Pesci playing Merlin would certainly be an eyebrow raiser.
Presumably we're all a year older now.
You will get 1 year older, and the year is 511.
Oh,
King
wow.
Arthur,
What happens to the squires before we move on?
ignore that and just leave
No,
them
fair
there.
enough.
They've gone 15, which means their skills have gone up by 1.
Right. Yeah, no, sorry, I forgot about
King Arthur is holding court at Carlion for Pentecost. It's not unusual for kings to move from town to town as they make their parade across their lands, but it's clear that he's got a fondness for this city, mainly because it's a city, it's got big walls, and the Welsh are quite angry. With the warmer weather on the land and the start of the campaigning season is starting to loom, he's called all the barons up to his council. He's going to discuss what the challenges are to his fresh rule. I mean, he's got problems, as we all know. Saxons are invading, causing multiple problems across the land. And the reason they're having so much success is the land is split up into so many disparate tribes, for want of a better word, ruled by a separate king who all have their own personal goals. Protect my people, never mind those people over there. Never mind the fact that in 10 years' time, actually those people over there will be gone and be all Saxon. And therefore it's good to protect them now. So the first night's feast, Arthur rises, realises he can't be seen, so Merlin brings a footstool and he stands on that.
He brings an orange crate for him to stand
He reads out a prepared speech that Merlin's done it.
in his thin, reedy voice.
He says, it is Joe Pasquale voice.
So!
That's obviously going to be suspicious then.
We are of many lands, but the order of knighthood unites us all. Pause for effect. Oh, I'm not supposed to read that. Where
Applause.
we all, even though hailing from different kingdoms and speaking different tongues, are leaders of men, acknowledged superior to those beneath us. So clearly, Arthur is a big head. We have the same rights in our own lands, and we have more in common with each other than the commoners we lead. The scum. Sorry, commoners. The commoners we
It's
lead,
all
not the
scum
scum.
to this.
It has all scum to this. The Order of Knighthood is a sacred institution. After Adam was driven from the Garden of Eden...
Even?
After
Even.
Adam was driven from the Garden of Eden, there's clearly something wrong with your ears, men fell into war
What car
amongst
was it?
themselves. I was trying to think of something humorous there, and I failed. It was a mini metro.
What brought you to purgatory?
Asking the GM too many questions. As a result, the Order of Knighthood was instituted by the wise to lead and protect mankind and the stupid from itself and from outside enemies alike. No laughing, I said it's serious. Since then, fathers have enjoyed this enjoyed their sons.
Whoa!
Hang on.
I didn't realise that it was that kind of game. Now then.
I thought that was just priests.
The no laughter clause didn't last very long.
Since then, fathers have enjoined their sons to the task.
I think that's worse.
That's worse.
Since then, fathers have added their sons to the task, and the institution has been blessed by time. Duke Ulfius, with his
Floppy head. Yeah.
flappy head, starts complaining about his piles. Oh, my chalfons. You know, and King Lack, of all people, they meet this speech with a prim. There's lots of table slapping. And everyone seems to agree that knighthood is awesome and they're all peasants and scum.
Mm-hmm.
Hurrah! Hurrah for us, they all shout. The toast is, we're great. You are rolling on your intrigue at this moment in time for me.
Ooh.
It's
critical.
well, it will be.
That's
A success, a failure, and a critical. That gives us a whole gamut. We'll assume Matt fumbled.
Yeah.
The Duchess of
twin goblins again.
Duchess of Goblins, the Duchess of Gloucester has given birth to twin goblins.
Again?
Is that one of those pens that has a naked lady? In private, the agendas of various allies of Arthur are kind of bedeviling him. King Alain of Escavalon, which I do believe is a gaff that most of you are familiar with, he wishes to go after the northern kings. King Lot immediately and send aid to the Saxons of Deira to attack the rebels as well, which, don't worry, because he wants to take some of the army north and kick Lot's backside on Lot's land. It's a long journey. Ooh. And that would also split it for the people that don't want to go north.
Yes.
And therefore, King Elaine would probably soon find himself corpse Elaine. Duke Ulfius leads the faction that advocates a campaign against the Saxons of the south. So there's already one north, one south. Older knights like Sir Ector and Sir Brastius are just confused as to why they're here. But they suggest caution and the need for more time to whip the army into shape because there's a lot of very young knights who've never done any campaigning. The nearest they've come to any form of proper war is a melee on the mock battlefield where nobody gets hurt, it's just a bit of fun. You've been in Carlion for 3 days when King Arthur summons you. Enter! Enter! Joe Pasquale is immediately fired from the movie.
Get me Joe Pesci.
Well, I would do a Joe Pesci accent and ask if I amuse you, but quite frankly,
I'd pay good money for that.
Well, unfortunately, I've got it in my head. I know exactly how he talks.
Yeah, I'm saying it right now.
It will not come out of here
No.
without sounding, I don't know, probably Jamaican, I should think. Before you get carried away, he summoned you to his bedchamber.
Whoa, hey.
Well, he doesn't have to, I'm already there.
It's the most private place in the castle. Nobody will overhear any conversation that takes place in there. When you enter, there is an old, wizened carbuncle of a man sitting on the window ledge in one of those, 6 foot wide window ledges they have in these castles.
Is he
If
cheerfully?
it's Merlin, I might just accidentally. Oh no!
No, mate, it's 6 foot wide. He's perched on the edge. He'll only fall over and just land. Something pretty special must be going on if he summoned you to the bedchambers, and there's Merlin earwigging as as
Do we need to start asking questions about Merlin?
Well, he has, but you thought he was great, didn't you? Was it you that thought he was magnificent?
Is he sleeping with the king?
Well, I mean, the king's very young, so he's probably, Michael Jackson in it up. There's several guard posts that on the way to the bedchamber, every single one of them stops you, asks your names and where you're going. And after you're told down, King summoned me, my name is...
Slim Shady.
You... Slim Sir Slim Shady. They let you pass. So security is clearly heightened. They're maybe assuming that somebody's going to try and top the king. The king is still on in his full regalia. He's barely left the main hall. I need several brave knights to undertake a mission into hostile territory. So if you know any, can you please?
That's what I was waiting to say.
This is like one of those situations where your wife goes, "Would you like to?"
And the answer is not no.
Well, actually,
But he wants it secretly if possible, bearing a message for King Ledegrace of Camelade, Sir Sanam, and Count Bedegraine.
Oh, okay.
I've chosen you to take the task. It's a command, not a request. You clearly can see that. As you say, he is your wife in this situation.
It's like when your boss comes to you and says, "I'd really like it if you could get It's not a suggestion.
We'll supply you with some of the best and fastest horses we have. You're to deliver my message and then return to me with whatever responses the king and the count give you. Okay? Merlin decides to tell you what the best route will be.
Excellent. That's it. He gets Yoldy Google out.
I'm going to...
Gets his crystal ball out and shows us.
No, I'm going to...
Oh! Put it away!
It'd be dragons.
So I will send that to you, and that is roughly... So it's... every hill tribe in Cambria is hostile, you know, isn't it? So passing through the back countries out to the question. So the Forest of Dean's far too dense and far too dangerous to risk going through it. So you've got to remember that King Lot might begin his march south at any time. So take the main roads if you can. If you run afoul of Lot's advanced scouts, there is a chance that they would recognise you as agents of Arthur and take you captive. Maybe even torture you and kill you, you know. Take to this, you go to Glenvum and ride up the valley of the River Severn into Galvois. Camelaird, Bedegrain and Lambor all lie on the northern border, so one next to the other. Once in Galvois, you will be met by knights of the kingdom, and they'll take you to the king. You're to say that you've got gifts for the king from Arthur, who wants to make peace. You're not to engage in any diplomatic debate, just present the gifts, speak well of King Arthur and the king of Galvois. Afterwards you go up the Severn until it reaches the Forest of Arden, and from there you go through the forest to the northeast and enter Camelaird, and you'll give Ledegrace some gifts as well as the message, and thence continue on until you get to the River Trent, cross its northern side, downstream, and up to the Castle of Doves, where the Count has promised to meet you. It's all there, or scratched on that map. There, you are to deliver the message to no one but the Count, or one of his main men, and then you're to return by the same route. Any questions?
Yeah, is that the entire map, or is there another map?
That is the map as he has described it.
Oh, okay.
Every single sentence. What is confusing? What's the problem?
Well, it feels like not every destination he read out
Oh, no.
is on
That's
that
the
route.
route. But don't forget, he mentioned, for example, a particular place. He didn't mention the Castle of Doves because he knows that's in wherever Ledegrace Camelaird.
Right, okay. No, that's fine. Merlin wrote it for us. He can't be duplicitous.
So,
Yeah, come here. Of course not.
I'll give you a message then. I'm afraid it's too important to write down. You're going to have to memorise it.
Our memories.
Arthur really, really, really wants your sons.
Clartu.
There you go, you've said it. My good
We're going to
sir,
get sued now.
my good sir, we have knowledge that King Lot and his allies are marching hastily to attack. If you'd prove your loyalty and yourself to us, then prepare to meet us at Lambor, from whence we march north to engage Lot's army in battle. That's the whole message. I'm going to move my army to Lambor in 3 weeks, says the king, developing. As I'm trying to fit in with the natives, I've got a Welsh accent now, you know. So time's of the essence. You're going to have to go quickly as you can to your destinations, deliver your messages to these potential allies, and then have enough time to get back to Lambor yourselves. Otherwise, you're not going north with the army, really. You may make me first of all, an honour roll, and secondly, a recognise roll.
Okay. Honour, yes.
Past.
Recognise, no.
Likewise.
Let's see if you can get it the other way around.
No.
So, nobody got the recognise.
The part of Matt this evening.
This is a kind of new passage to the game. Fail in the mission, you will lose honour.
What?
You failed in a mission given to you by the king. You lose honour.
No.
Honour in this game appears to be a lot easier to lose. Not necessarily a bad thing. So, have you any further questions? Says Merlin.
Yes, can you read your speech out again?
Certainly can.
King Lot is on the march. If they want to prove their loyalty, they have to be in Lambor in 3 weeks to meet the king.
What? 3 weeks from now, not 3 weeks from then.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If it's going to take you 2 weeks to do it, if you tell them to be there 3 weeks, the army's fucked off.
It's the day of our Lord,
From today.
such and such, and we'll adjust it accordingly.
Yeah. It's 3 weeks from today.
I've got my portable sundial, so we'll be fine.
We need to keep. So it's 3 weeks. Not now. It's 20 days. Now it's 19 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the case.
Obviously, King Arthur will be on field.
On field, lad.
On field.
On field.
In his away kit.
Yeah.
So, says Merlin, have you got any questions? Don't ask me what the capital of France is or anything like that. I know you.
Gifts. You mentioned gifts.
Oh, aye. When you get to glaive them, you will be given the gifts
Right.
at that point. That's your first port of call. That's probably awareness roll. It's not worth a tick, but it's an awareness roll.
Oh,
No.
I'll pass it.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Yes. You reckon 2 to 3 days to get to glaive on its own?
Okay.
I assume since I crit my intrigue earlier, I get to tick
Fair
it.
dues. So, roughly, it's going to take 2 to 3 days to get to what is called the Castle of Salt in Glaive, where you will be getting stuff to travel up. And that, of course, is the first destination that you were informed of by Merlin.
Well, no time like the present, I suppose.
And there, of course, is a nice picture of a scrotum with legs for you. And wearing a hat.
He's off to fight a snail that's carrying a rabbit.
Over the page.
Do we get an expense account?
You're a knight. You don't need expenses.
They are providing horses for us.
You've got
for
the
example.
horses, you've got provisions,
Okay.
and quite frankly, if you need somewhere to stay, you just kick a peasant out of his house. Done.
Well, we're better than them.
Yeah, exactly. Knightly virtues. You're mint, they're crap.
Squire, get my horse ready, and then I punch him in the face.
The kingdom of Galvois is called the Kingdom of Salt, which is why it's called Castle of Salt.
Yes.
And it is because it's very rich in salt. It produces salt for export.
Nice.
It's because they're all salty.
Collects salt in the salt pans. Worcester is the largest community in the kingdoms, located a renowned castle of salt, constructed with huge chunks of salt rock, ground into shape to create formidable walls that are near impervious to melting rains.
And slugs.
It does say near impervious, not impervious. Just thought I'd mention that.
That sounds particularly stupid.
Isn't that?
Quick,
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Who's a moron?
Near impervious.
Near impervious, yes. It's interesting. Quick, it's Easter. Let's make a castle out of chocolate. A horde of 4-year-olds storm the castle.
That's like saying you're immune to death.
No, near immune. Near immune.
Near immune.
Up to the point you die.
I'm nearly immortal.
Yeah.
So far.
That'd be a turn up for the +4s, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Make me a horsemanship roll.
No.
Ooh, a pass.
Awesome.
I'm guessing no.
Fudge, he says. Okay, they hold you back.
Come on.
It takes a day. You're in the Castle of Salt.
Right.
Well worth marking that down. It takes a day
To get to the Castle
of
of Salt.
your 3 weeks
Yes.
to get here. It goes without incident.
Right, so we've had a day so far. Yes, we're at the Castle of Salt.
Yeah. Here, you secure the gifts for King Nim of Galvois, with King Ledegrace and Count Sanam. The regal gifts are a golden, jewel-encrusted goblet for Nim, an illuminated gilded Bible for Ledegrace, probably worth around about 15 livres.
Tar.
Count Sanam's gift is a fine bit and bridle of silver and tooled leather worth about 5 livres.
For him to wear.
Just for you to remember, your annual upkeep is 4.
Right.
So even that bit and bridle is worth more than your year's wages
Excellent.
or your year's income. Whereas
So,
the Bible is 3 and a bit years, maybe 4 years' wages.
So
Who's
anybody
getting the Bible?
fancy retiring
King
to
Ledegrace.
Scotland?
Sorry, who's getting the bridle? Not
The bridle, Sanam. Count Sanam.
Can we just retire to Scotland and give
or
Lot
join
all,
King Lot.
give Lot all the battle plans?
You
that come in?
can, yes, entirely. I mean, if that is your choice, you may. I will tell you the honour you lose.
Is it all of it?
I'm not sure it's in the book, but I'm sure I can make something up. The next morning, you head north, passing through Tewkesbury, crossing the River Avon, which takes you to the borders of Legrace and into the kingdom of Galvois.
Nice.
Piece of piss, this journey.
Yeah.
It's day 2. Not long after, a group of knights can be spotted.
Oh, good.
I mean, you're standard aware for this. You were told you were going to be met by some
Yes.
knights of the kingdoms who were going to lead you. But
How big a group?
a group.
Okay. A sizable group then.
It's two blokes.
You are 5, as
Yeah.
it stands, because you've got 2 NPCs, being Matt and Lee. But let's say they're 10 to 12.
Okay.
It's a patrol, looking for trouble, basically, just in case they come across Saxons and stuff.
Don't have tartan hats or anything, do they?
No, they do not have tartan hats.
Hopefully they're
They're
friendly
all
then.
eating leeks.
Oh, nice.
That should be alright.
Well, we can't be Saxon because we don't have preposterous moustaches.
So, hello.
Hello.
You. Who's you lot, isn't it?
Possibly.
I said, who are you lot? Isn't it?
is it?
Sorry, could you translate it into English for me, please?
They look at each other for a second. So, who are you? Isn't it?
Lovely.
Who are you to ask us in of us?
There is no stereotype that I am not willing to plumb.
No.
Okay?
Who are you to ask that such thing of us?
He casually rests his hand on his sword, along with like 10 other men.
Under whose
Not all on his sword.
under whose
all on their
charge
own
do you
swords.
patrol this area?
King Nim.
Ah, excellent. We're here to meet him.
Well, we're here
We are the knights
Of Nim.
of Nim.
Nim.
We carry a message and gift for your good lord.
All right, you better come then, isn't it?
That's all right then.
Are you the best he could bloody send? Is it? You lot, you a bit of scrag end, is it?
I suppose you're his ambassador, are you?
Oh, don't worry, I've got some Ferrero Rocher.
He can't be. He didn't bring the plate of Ferrero Rocher with him.
Yes, all beardless youths, you lot, isn't it? There's not a woman amongst you? No, there isn't.
Never mind, lead on, Your Excellency.
Oh, that's more like it. He's recognised me. He's taking the piss, die. You what? And he starts his horse. Oh.
Is that Ivor?
Ivor, isn't it? So, you are taken through to the Castle of Salt. There's great salt pans for turning the local briny water into salt crystals, which line the roads on both sides. There's kind of piles of salt all over the place, with peasants panning it from the salt flats, and obviously clearly being whipped. You ride into the Castle of Salt, and the guards can convey you, along with your gift, into the king, to the great hall, the Salt Hall, as it's known, which sits atop a great motte.
Yes.
The squires will remain in the inner bailey with your horses. You are to stomp in there on
I
your
remember
feet.
the motte is the hill,
It
and
is,
the
yeah.
bailey is the bit around
No,
it.
the bailey wall. Yeah. You are summoned before the king, who clearly is modelled on either Joe Pesci or Joe Pasquale, on the grounds he is not an impressive statured man. Some would call him a weaselly little runt, if they were unkind. I, however, am not going to call him that, and I can leave that to your own judgment.
Fair enough.
But he is wearing a great golden crown, so clearly he is right up himself. He's got a little billy goat beard, and he's giving it an old pulley stroke. Ooh, yeah. Touch that bad boy. And he squints down at he's got a squint and all sorts. He's a right catch, but he's a king.
Well, he's probably thronged by women because he's a king.
Yeah, exactly, clearly. So, why are you here then? Why are you here? He says.
Carry a message and a gift from King Arthur.
Well, let's have a look then.
Look you.
Well, pass it over. I want to see the gift. Thank you. Oh, I suppose this boy king wants to come and take my lands away, does he? My grandfather fought for these. He'll bloody keep them, you know.
He does not.
Courtesy check, please.
Listen, you.
Listen, you Welsh twat.
Listen, you mincing Nancy boy. Yes.
You answer politely.
Through gritted teeth.
Through gritted teeth. You do, however, get 10 glory for the actual courteous response, whilst Sir Pissed Off, Sir Pissed Off over here is literally, you interrupt him courteously whilst he's about to say, "Oi, knobhead."
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
What did you say? I said, "Look you."
I push him into the spittoon.
It does very little to assuage the king's suspicions. He's clearly got his suspicious ticked. Tell your king, right, that this gift, right, it's a good start, but I expect more riches and more distinguished bloody messengers to bring them to me before I lead my high and mighty army outside my borders. Tomorrow, my man will see you back to your own kingdom.
I think we'll take the maybe column for him.
By which he means he'll take you back south.
Yes.
Which is not where we want to go.
You actually want to go north.
Yeah, but we'll have to go around, basically.
It'll be a couple of days south and
Yes.
then go round, which you've been told you shouldn't do.
We shouldn't.
Because all the hill tribes will go stabby and delay you massively, and it'll take you about 6 weeks to get where you want.
So we want to go north.
Yeah.
Could we perhaps courteously petition him to leave his lands
I
through
will
the
give you a
north?
bonus on petition. On petition, I'll give you bonus courtesy on this one.
Bonus
You
courtesy?
give a bonus of 5.
Oh!
Right. Yeah. Great. Ollie suddenly decides to roll a natural 20/fumble and just goes, "Oi, knobhead, we're going north."
I'm sorry.
All right, north is it? Where you going then?
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Yeah, if you make these rolls, you've got to
Yes.
live by them. Yeah, you're going to visit other lords, isn't it? Have their bags searched, lads.
Whoa!
And a couple of dudes stomp off to go and see to your squires and the bags. And then the king just like stares at you with his squint.
I'll obviously step in front of Ollie and just say, we have other messages and other gifts to deliver to other kings, Millard.
Oh, my men will be back soon. You'll be all right. Hang on. 10, 15 minutes go by. Complete silence. Nobody says a word. There's a lot of uncomfortable shuffling. Yeah. And then the dudes come back with your bags, with a big shiny Bible and the bit and bridle and all that jazz in it. And it was, oh well, I'll keep these as well. None of those lords up there would accept such paltry gifts anyway. They're more likely to feel insulted, so quite frankly, I've done you a favour. Tomorrow my men will accompany you back to Greece, don't you fret.
Back to... Is that still south?
It's kind of east.
West, you mean?
You're in Wales. Greece is England.
So thievery is the way
East.
of it in your kingdom, is it?
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, those
Tempted.
those gifts are not for you. They're
He's
for
already
the
said
lords.
he's going to keep them, and he's doing you a favour by doing so.
I don't bloody think so.
Is that what you're saying?
I did fumble. I'm already got foaming dog fever.
How about your grace? Those gifts have been provided to us in good faith to treat with other nobles of the land. Surely you would not be so churlish to besmirch our honour by taking them away from us.
You can roll courtesy or a rate on this particular one.
I'll
Should
go
you wish
with-
to a rate.
I'll go a rate.
A magnificent speech.
dare I?
Well, it's him that's speaking, so it would be Dave, really.
Nice.
Facts. Yes.
I mean, it's a most eloquent speech. I mean, women dab at their eyes. It's
Blimey!
well, it rhymes with eyes. They dab and are moved. The king, however, says, "I bore you now. Take him away." And loads of men kind of enclose you and start to usher you out of the hall.
Fucking great.
Well, that's a good start.
Yep.
Well, it's all right, no, because we can just tell Arthur that he nicked all the gifts and basically said, "Go fuck yourself."
Now, don't forget, you still have messages to deliver.
Oh yeah, yes. Please take this message and these.
However, right, the first things first is he has you escorted from the room, but he did at least raise an eyebrow at your oration, for which you will gain 20 glory.
Nicely done.
But you're taken to adequate rooms.
Adequate.
Yeah, adequate would be the best way to describe
Better than the cells, because if
It's,
told you where to stick it-
meeting hospitality, but nothing.
Nothing
further.
more at all. There's bread, there's water, done. You have food, you have somewhere to stay, and you have a guard outside your door just in case you need anything in the middle of the night.
Oh, how nice! I want.
I'll just open the door.
Yeah.
Have a new bedpan. This one's full.
He says, chuck it out the window like everybody else.
I once had a Pendragon character with a hospitality of 4.
Hospitality was then taken away. Now it's back.
Yes,
Because they
I
realised
like
actually
it.
it's
I
quite
like
good.
it to come
I
back.
I do.
This mission's got off to a fine start, hasn't it?
Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll be worse.
I get the feeling I didn't quite breach the subject of going north at the right time.
Oh, I think it was when you said, "Oi, cock end."
I said King Cockend. Does that not count for anything?
He said, with respect, cock
Cock
end.
end. Yeah.
Me, Baldric, you bastard, my lord.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Several mounted knights are preparing to escort you across to the banks of the River Avon in the morning, tooled up with big cheesy grins on their faces, sending these English boys packing. That's what it is.
Look you.
They,
I'm not English. I'm Welsh.
you're hanging around the English. That's enough for them. You're a plastic Welshman. They,
That's right. So all of this is going down in my report to the Emperor of how backward and uncivilized the Welsh are.
You should already know.
they escort you back to the River Avon, and the guy just says, "There's a ford up that way," and then they all turn around and naff off, leaving you by the banks of the River Avon, somewhere near a place to cross. Clearly, you get the message. The Kingdom of Galwar is done with you.
Yes, and it's nicked all the gifts.
It has indeed, and unless the 5 of you wish to storm the Castle of Salt, single-handedly, it's unlikely you will get them back.
That's right, we'll just wait for it to rain.
They're no longer.
That's the 7.
Right.
So we were here.
Yeah, we were at the Castle of Salt, so presumably that's the Avon.
Yeah. So
Off to
we
the right.
just have to continue on, basically.
You head really over the Avon by the ford that you've been given, and then you're kind of into the Arden Forest. Navigating through unknown territory is, of course, tricky.
Mm.
We're going to Manchester.
No signs point the way.
Manchester.
Maps aren't accurate, if they even exist at
Yes.
all. Compasses haven't been invented. Your favourite thing to do would be to ask.
Yes.
Ask a peasant that you come across, where is this? Well, I don't rightly know, my lord.
Excuse me, Meister.
And then they hit you hard on the head with a batarang, which is probably not the thing to do. But
Baccarat.
yeah, that's Batman. I'm afraid I went.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
You have to remember these people possibly don't know themselves, so you have to hope they're telling you the truth, or hope they've got a vague idea of the direction. Are you carrying on, or just naffing off back to Carleon?
No,
we've got to at least
carry
carry
the
the
message. Yeah, we.
That's fine. Here, without numbers being exchanged, you get one roll on each of these skills between you, not each. And it is awareness, folklore, and hunting. Whoever rolls, the other people can't roll. You can split it up, one each. You can decide one person's doing all of them, but you may discuss amongst yourself who you feel should do it, but without revealing what your skills are.
I was going to go with folklore.
Well, I'm equally as terrible at all three.
Excellent.
Awareness, folklore,
I'll go
and
awareness then.
hunting.
I'll go with hunting then.
And you just need the successes.
No.
Critical.
Yes, on awareness.
Awesome. As a matter of interest, I suppose I should have mentioned it beforehand, however I didn't. You could have become inspired in order to increase those, because it is quite important. But you've critical, failed, and once again succeeded. That means you've yet again done the whole split. We'll assume Matt fumbled.
Yes.
He's gone hawking again.
Expectorating. Can somebody roll me a d6, please? Dan?
6.
Excellent. After 4 days wandering through the forest,
Joe, I'm just going to wander off into the woods. It'd be a lot better.
you've made good time on account of these backcountry paths. You've actually done quite well. You've got reason to believe you're now close to the border of Camelade. Could have been worse. You did okay. It's not too bad at all.
When you said folklore, I thought we were going to come up against something a bit weird.
No, these are kind of awareness to understand the path and the route you're going, maybe from the sun. Folklore to engage with the people in the area for them to understand what route you want to go.
Also, we
Things
might have
like
a
that.
vague
Yeah,
idea
hunting,
from what we know, what we've heard in passing. Yeah.
Hunting was what's passed this way before. You find horse tracks going this way. You've made camp in a glade in the woods, and the moon is just a kind of sliver poking through them rancid clouds because you're in Wales. There's enough to see something. Let's have an energetic roll for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Passed.
Yes.
Okay. I do like the fact it says the player knight who succeeds, blam. If no one succeeds, ask. It doesn't say if all of them succeed. Sorry, what did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
14.
9.
Okay. Ollie.
Yes. This is going to be one of these poxy dreams again.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Is that worth a tick? Not worth a tick?
It is not worth a tick.
Okay. Worth a try.
Awareness or... Yeah, awareness.
Awareness or awareness?
With a -10 modifier.
I can't succeed.
But you can fumble quite extensively. So what is your skill?
10.
So it's 0.
0.
So a 20 will be a fumble. The irony...
Is that like Goldie?
Yeah.
But cheaper?
It is, yes. You were rolling against something else, which had a skill of 15, and it failed as well. So you fail, I fail.
Yay!
Great black player doesn't notice it and walks back.
Wait!
I do like the fact that the book says if they win and you lose, this happens.
What happens is that you both lose?
If you get there's no mention of what happens if the both of you are completely incompetent.
That is very, very possible.
It is. There's a 25%
Yeah.
chance that I was going to fail that. And a very large chance you were going to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think now's a good point to quote one of my mates' misses, which was, they were like flies that pass in the night.
Flies.
What the fuck?
Okay. Okay, so as a result of that, you really aren't paying attention. I don't know, you're scratching your arse or picking your nails with your sword. And at which point, the extremely silent people who are creeping up on you step on what can only be described as as a clown horn in the middle of the night. And then there's a chorus of people going shh, shh in the woods, which makes you think you might be being snuck up on.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to count that as at least it's a disaster from everybody. One of them runs out, a naked Pict covered in blue tattoos, runs out into the firelight, goes whoop, and runs back out. It's not in the book. I don't know. If the watch won the opposed rule, no. If everyone failed because they were all incompetent. So basically, you get the opportunity to rouse sleeping beauties and
clang, 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 and all that.
And get your shizzle together.
Yes.
Because the first question is, are you sleeping in your armour? Are you sleeping out of your armour?
I am sleeping in my armour.
I'm going to say
what
where we are.
I will warn you, if you have been doing this on a regular basis, sleeping in armour will give you -1 on all of your skills for each night you spend sleeping in it. Which would, at the moment, if you've been 4 nights in the forest and you're thinking of that, would be -4 on all of your skills.
Well,
Because
I know
you're tired, you can't
I know
sleep
in
in it.
earlier versions you could wear hunting armour, essentially.
You can wear the padded hauberks underneath,
That's kind of what I was thinking.
which I do believe we gave the points for. But let's be honest, wearing a silk gossamer nightie is going to be more protection than the buck naked Picts who are sneaking up on you.
Yes.
He obviously stood on a sharp twig and went,
Aye, husband!
And they live in Scotland, are they mad?
Well, he's not in Scotland.
It must be Geordies, not Scottish.
I'm that bloody knacked.
Actually, they're painted in black and white stripes.
All right, I'm going to change them to Malahorns. All right, if that will
Fucking
help.
hound him.
Fucking hound, mate. So you get the Akaton, which is 2 protection, and it's textile, and that's padding.
Yeah.
You also get Gambeson, which is 4 points of protection, which is also the same sort of thing. It's just a bigger variation of it, and it is worth 4 whole protection.
Wag.
Let's just double check.
Presumably you don't layer these, you get 2 or 4.
I'm afraid so. An Akaton is a flexible body padding made of thick, multi-layered quilted cloth and wool that's worn under mail and pre-plate armour. The Gambeson is a type of protection very similar, but made of a thicker, multi-layered quilted cloth. So effectively, the Gambeson is usually all the armour that somebody would get.
Yeah.
But you can wear it. It's not usually meant to wear underneath. But even 2 points of protection is better than nothing. However, we know it's a very deadly game.
Well,
therefore,
I presume we have shield,
Yeah.
so that's potentially 6 points. Could I stick my hat on?
I will allow it. Yes, 100%. And wearing an hat, open helm 1, as in a bucket on your head.
I specifically
A
have.
nasal helm 2, and the advanced nasal helm is 3, but it gives you minus on your
I've got a nasal helm.
You do.
Yes.
That's the standard 2 points. That would
2
give you
points.
6 points of armour.
Nice.
Because you can put your hat on and you've got a shield. No bother. Absolutely no
So
problem.
the shield's 6 points.
Yeah.
The hat's 2
The
points.
Gambeson's 4 and the hat's 2.
Well, that's 12 points.
Yeah. But you have to get your shield in.
You have to get your shield in the way.
The rest
So
of it counts all the time.
I'm making a note that the shield and the armour separately
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
for when I immediately throw my sword off into the underbrush.
Now, last week I was down to 22.
Oh, it's a whole year. All healed.
The winter phase, you get stitched back together.
It doesn't actually
Just
say
wanted
that,
to check.
but as winter's been and it's been
Didn't want to presume.
and it's Pentecost, you get 3 hit points back per week. That's plenty. So
He's in travel.
the Picts are naked. That's good. Obviously, you lose initiative in the first round on the grounds that you're distracted by something flopping around as they run into combat. But is that a lance charge? Oh no, he's just very excited.
It's the adrenaline.
Is that what we're calling it? There are 2 each. So if we just ignore those 2 chimps
Yes.
as NPCs, as the Picts have clearly wandered off into the forest and Matt's got lost in the forest again, there are 6 knights. 3 knights, 6 Picts.
Right. Okay.
Right. So they go for it. So it is just straightforward. Don't forget, multiple attackers gives you a -5 on your skill.
Oh, good.
So pleased.
At least you've got some armour, but that's not going to protect you that much on these. He's just going to kill you.
I do love this editorial he does in the
I
background.
do like the note. The Picts are masters at running away. Again, avoidance skill of 15.
But apparently not stealth.
Anyway, they come at you. So,
Right.
Dave,
Choppy.
are you going with -5 on your sword skill? And are you concentrating on 1 or 2?
I thought it was -5 if we concentrate on them both. Normal if we have only hit one opponent.
If you ignore one of your opponents, he wouldn't get the -5.
I still think it's a good idea trying to hit them both. I'll have a 10 sword skill.
Don't forget, though,
against them both.
do you have the opportunity to invoke?
I'm just trying to think
Yes.
ahead.
But, as you say, you can become inspired. And I did pass a list of your combat tactics, if you remember last time. The
You
things
did.
you can do.
Which I don't believe is massively different. Let's have a look. Zigzag.
Zigzag, of course, is running
That's
with arrows.
arrows, yeah.
Withholding damage doesn't seem pertinent at this point. Attack, I think we know what that means. Calling your squire, here, take him on, will you? Defend is giving you +10, but you do no damage to anyone.
Yeah.
And then you could apply the -5 and defend against both, attack against both.
What are they armed with? Is it just swords?
Battle axe.
So disarming them.
Disarming
Is that an opposed roll, is it?
It usually is. It would be, you would do a grapple action, and you would need to be close quarters, weapon skill versus opponent's action. So he would attack you with his skill, you would attack with your grapple skill.
Is it brawling? So I'm just asking now because it may
It
come
becomes
up.
pertinent, absolutely.
Evade is that's
It is
hurling
literally
yourself
dodging,
out of the way.
and you have to get a better roll than all of the attacks that are coming in, otherwise you will get hit.
And reckless attack is berserk,
Effectively
basically,
the
isn't it?
berserk action.
Which I don't fancy right
I'll
now.
invoke
Ooh, here we go.
on
Probably very pertinent, and I think we all did
on
quite
loyalty
well.
to group.
Yes,
Loyalty to
we all
companions.
did quite well with it.
Loyalty to group is, of course, that's one of the reasons people generate it.
Yeah,
Ooh, nice.
we is outnumbered like.
Yes.
Yes, thankfully.
Yes.
You've gone +5
Yes.
on your skill, which can either counteract the -5, so you've got your skill to face against 2 opponents, or
You get a +5 against one opponent. Yeah. I'm going to go 15 against 2 opponents, basically. That's how it works, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going with skill against both.
Yeah.
Stand,
Skill against both, yeah.
yeah,
G?
you've got your normal
Yeah,
skill.
I'm going. Yeah.
Normal skill. So let's start with yourself while I just check his
First
ability
one.
to hit.
8.
Oh, good.
Good start.
Marvellous.
Natural 20, you smash his battle's axe to pieces and do damage to him.
Okay.
So roll your damage. That is 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he has no armour,
got no
remember?
armour.
I am going to just
And certainly doesn't get his axe in the way.
He gets his tackle in the way.
He did, unfortunately for him, get his tackle in the way. I am going...
You've lopped a foot off his cock.
Who'd want a foot on the cock?
I'm not folding it out for anyone. So...
He'll have to throw it over his shoulder like a normal person.
I'm just going to open a Word document so I can write ouch onto a piece of paper. So Dave 1 has taken some damage. Dave 2,
Do you second? Do you?
you might as well do your second.
Yes.
What did you roll?
16.
Well,
Got a skill of 17.
Oh,
I-
nice.
I did not fumble this time.
Good.
I just missed.
Oh,
That's more like it. 17, 20.
20 damage.
job.
That is a foot and a half off his cock. Oh, look, major wound, 14 damage. Sugar plum fairies. Just a second.
He swan dives.
I'm
he's dead.
just going to mark him with an X now.
He's basically bleeding to death.
Yes, you have basically smashed the weapon out of the hands of one and slaughtered the second one. He's unconscious.
Didn't see him bring a chainsaw to combat.
Ollie. Ha-ha.
3.
Excellent. I'm in.
13.
You're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. So I do. You got your shield and everything in the way. No damage. -1. I did it. I did 11.
17 damage, Mr. Dave.
Is that it? That is utterly pathetic.
It's not bad for 4d6.
And Graeme.
So, first attack,
Yeah.
second attack.
Lovely. I'm in twice.
I'm in with a 13 and in with a 7.
Excellent. A draw on the second one and you win the first.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Oh, not great. It's only 14 damage.
Okay, lovely.
Roll fewer dice. That's
Yeah.
it. That
The round resets. Dave,
you've got your one opponent.
your
left.
one opponent. You don't have a -5, you have a +5, which makes your sword
20
plus 2.
Yes.
So add 2 to whatever you roll.
Oh, is that 18?
I got 17 less than you, so I did get my air in the way.
Right,
Would you like to
chop him?
Would you like to hit him? Oh dear.
12, 17.
Yeah, to go with the 10.
Yeah, but you already got hit last time round. And that's a major wound, presumably.
It's fine.
It is not a major wound, no.
Oh.
It's a major death. Or maybe not. At 27.
He's unconscious.
Well done,
He passed
Mr.
out.
Hancock.
It wasn't a major wound, but it was exactly on his unconsciousness threshold.
Right.
Ollie.
I crit.
Yeah, and I miss.
14?
I'm going to make you re-roll that
Yeah, I
one.
was going to say, what was 12?
So you win. You critical the first time, which is 4 plus 4d6 damage. Oh, he's dead.
I is.
Right, just tip that away.
33 damage.
No, including them. That's
sorry.
29. Dead.
29.
Let's put an X on him. Second one you won.
12. But I had already hit him before.
Unconscious.
Hang on, let's tick that.
I'm in with an 8 and I'm in with a 6.
In that round, okay? Never mind the fact that I hit you twice. Sorry, hit him twice and got slaughtered. I rolled 3 19s. So
nice.
They don't have a 19 skill. And I rolled 2 19s against Graeme.
Oh, that's better.
That's
I've already taken damage. This guy's at
16, 19 on him. And what the hell? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you playing with him or something?
Yeah, I must be.
You pinked his arm or
Playing
something.
with my food.
Okay, so this round, the one man...
Does he run away, Dave?
Is very good at running away, it says so. He is going to attempt to... I will allow you two in, but I will give you a -5 on your sword skill because you have to actually move towards
Yes.
him.
Okay.
So whatever your sword skill is, which is don't forget to +5.
So it's in my normal sword skill.
Yeah. Missed.
I'm in with a 13.
I'm in with a 1.
He avoids you.
Yes.
He avoids you, but he does not avoid you because I rolled a 2.
No.
I think that's how it works. So I rolled
Drat.
an 11, but because I've got a 22 skill, that becomes a 13.
It becomes 30. It's exactly right. Yeah.
There we go. Go with that segment. So that's 9, 10, 11, 18 damage.
And that is a major wound.
Job.
And that goes with the damage you taken before. And even without rolling, he passes out. None of them are dead, except the one that is. 5 of them are unconscious.
Is that the one I crit by any chance?
But when I say unconscious, unless you give them first aid, they're lying here for a week. It's Thursday. They're lying here for 3 days, at least, unless you give them
Do
first
we
aid.
need to wake them up to interrogate them?
Yes. I'm not going to answer too many questions asleep, are they?
True.
Your squires have a first aid of age -11.
Oh,
4.
Fuck's sake.
Which you would normally expect that they would do this work, not you.
Should I roll for both my opponents?
You do not need to roll for the one you did 33 damage on.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
So your guy doesn't wake up.
Yes.
No. Definitely not.
Mr. Hancock?
What?
2 rolls, you've got a 4
Oh,
skill.
no, only if he wants to.
Oh, only if you want to, yeah.
What, to save this guy?
Well,
So we can interrogate him.
wake one of them up so we can interrogate them. We don't know where they've come from, how many there are.
No.
Well, I think we know where they've come from.
Well, they're painted blue.
Yes.
Well, one of them was dead, and
Yes.
at least 3 of them would have needed not only that, a critical heal, or that and a week
Right.
to wake up. You weren't waking those guys up in a hurry.
Fair enough.
Some of them had 1 hit point, and you need to get them to 7.
But we did the honourable thing of at least attempting it.
Yeah, but you don't get honour for it.
No,
Terribly sorry.
No, it's fine. But it's in the keeping of it.
That was his sorry, not sorry voice.
The Picts flee after 1/3 of their total are killed or maimed. They didn't get the opportunity on the ground that 9/10 of them fell over in a single
In the
round.
first round, one guy threw his sword.
Yeah, and then and that got slaughtered. Okay, well, after more travel through the woods, sufficient to take your total travel time within the woods to 5 days, so 1 more day, you reach Camelhead. As an old man sitting on a stool in an abandoned village. Everyone else has fled at your approach, kind of going, fucking hell, proper knights, cheese it, boyo. And he's just sitting there with his feet up, not chewing on a leek, because he can't afford leeks.
Afternoon, peasant.
I do, my lord! I'm visiting. I'm sick of the Welsh accent. I thought I'd go something new, didn't I? Here are some likely questions. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. And once again, nope. So, ask away. You have a peasant to talk to.
We need directions.
Right. Stir in the grain into the water and wait until it's all soft.
Thanks, but that was the sort of direction for after.
All right. Okay. Just thought I'd.
Assemble part J12.
Who is the lord of these lands? And where are they?
King Lettergrease, isn't it?
Where can we find King?
Probably in his castle.
Could you point us in the direction of it, if you'd be so
Can't
kind?
say. Never been there.
But you know of it.
Could you point us in the direction of somebody who can point us in the direction of it?
Given that everyone's
I can't. That's not in the book.
Given
Don't
that
say
everyone's chuffed off.
No, I don't know. You see, it's difficult. It's difficult. You see.
When people come from his court to this place,
As if they do that. Oh, dear.
it must be tax collectors or some such.
Oh, I don't get involved in that sort of thing.
Officials.
I don't get involved in that.
Strangers.
This is
Which
the county
direction?
of this is county of Woo Woo.
Woo woo.
Make a recognise roll with a +5 bonus.
I would have crit, you bastard.
That'll take you.
Yes.
Do we get
Wurensis is probably what he means.
Gurensis.
Wurensis. It's
Woo
not
Woo.
spelled like you'd think.
Yes.
I'm just going to leave it there.
County of Woo Woo.
County of Woo Woo, innit? Woo Woo. Yeah. I call, Cowlhead, old Cracknut, isn't it? You have to be cracked to live there. It's funny that.
Do you have like a village chief or a UIT?
Well, kind of, everyone's run away. I would have run away myself, but, I got these feet.
Right, what we do, Dave, is we do a lance charge on him.
Yeah. He doesn't get out of the way, he's got these feet.
What about a town close by?
Oh, no, not for miles, isn't it? I tell you what, though.
Tell us what.
My grandson, Aaron, he might be able to tell you where stuff is. If he might be tempted.
Oh, he wants me to punch him in the face like a squire.
Yeah.
Well, where is...
Aaron, I can go
Where-
fetch him.
Please.
Won't cost you any more than 10 pennies.
But not with them feet.
Won't cost you any more than 10 pennies, you reckon?
Okay.
That is 10 pennies, 10 denarii.
Yes.
And there are 240 denaries to a pound.
Fine, never let it be said that we
Done.
won't employ the high polite.
I'll just cross that off. Well, I fucked up the last thing,
Oh,
so...
Ticky generous.
Oh,
Incredibly
nice.
generous. You could have beaten him down to 5 if he wanted to. So,
It's all right, I'll have my squire beat him up later and get the money back.
Anne turns up. He's a surly-looking teenager.
Pretend it's Grand Theft Auto. Pay a prostitute and then...
We don't endorse that for the record.
You don't
endorse paying a prostitute and then killing
and
her.
then beating her up.
because
I didn't say you have
prostitution's
to kill
illegal.
her,
That's
but-
why. Naughty.
Or playing computer games.
Yes.
Anne travels on foot. So when he's got these feet, it's about 25 miles.
Well,
Why don't we just go?
Stick him
Why
on the
don't we
back of
just?
a horse.
Yeah. We'll drag him with us.
No?
You wouldn't do that.
No,
Your station is such that peasants walk. Peasants don't ride on your horse.
No.
That would weary your horse out.
Yeah,
For start.
Well, not my squire's
Your horse is worth more than that peasant.
That is true.
Peasants could ride on Matt's horse, though.
Matt's lost in the woods.
We've tried.
It's like he's here.
You reckon 25 miles? It's going to take about 2 days with him leading you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That takes us down to 13 days left.
or you can just point us in the direction and we'll ride.
You can if you wish. It's up to you.
But we'll get lost in the woods and take even more time.
We're still stuck in the forest.
Yes, you are. That's why he's guiding you.
Yeah, no, because we'll get lost and then it'll take us 7 days to do. I know. The plot demands that we run out of time.
Carahaise Castle is, you find your way there after those 2 days. Yes, you were absolutely right. It would have taken you 3 if Arn hadn't just guided you through the forest. You've saved a bit of time.
Bastards.
Stop pulling faces, Ollie.
Bastards.
Stop telling me how many days it took. 2 days. Oh, this section of the adventure is largely a narrative. So, you reach a Mott and Bailey castle, the common castle for this day and age. They haven't built all the huge stone walls and made Wales very impressive with its array of castles because you're 500 years too early for a start.
Nice Mott.
I've said that before. Within hailing distance of the Mott and Bailey castle, a knight calls out to you. Who are you? What do you want here? He does not ask how you got here.
We bring a message from King Arthur for King.
Okay.
You're the grace.
Hey, Ambret, it's me, little Arn, says the boy. Let me in, speak to Lord Hifford.
Okay.
The knight just kind of stares down for a while, thinks about saying that your mother smells of elderberries, and then waves the boy over.
How did he know?
If he does, great. Grail's in there.
Oh, we've lit the grail-shaped beacon, but it's not here. It's just a string of pussy gags. and wades through the shallow moat, proving how utterly effective it is, and then goes to the postern door next to the drawbridge. After about half an hour or so, the drawbridge lowers, and if you're stood too close, it drives one of you into the ground like a tent peg. A few guards escort you into the castle. You are shown into the hall, where Sir Hifford, Castellan of Carahaise, is awaiting you. He's only got one hand, and he is probably around about 40 years old, so positively ancient. Hey up, he says.
Greetings.
Aye. Well, sit down. Tuck in. There's plenty of ale, plenty of pie.
Nice.
It's a local delicacy for where I come from. Pie. It's fantastic. Whatever you want, in a crust. It's great. You can't fall off, because you can turn it upside down, don't fall out. Genius. Don't know who invented that. It's awesome. Mrs. Miggins, I think.
Baked an enormous pie in the shape of a pie.
She has a huge imagination. Yeah. So we'll have food first. I'll get that out of the way, and then then we can talk business afterwards.
Yeah.
You've had a long journey. You must have done. If Arne's been leading you, Jesus. I mean, he's as slow as fuck.
Yes.
To be fair, you were probably only about 5 miles away when you met him, but he's just wandered in a big circle.
Yeah, he said it's 25 miles. Meandering.
Yeah. It's only about 4 miles as the crow flies. But,
It's 7 feet of his.
He does have them feet. He gets them off his granddad.
He should really come back.
Yeah, I mean, that's to be fair. Whoever, with the blacksmith invented, screw-on feet. I think I'll just cut all that out.
What makes me... I can't remember what roleplay system was it, where you could adapt, you were basically like robots, and you could adapt every part of your character.
Cyberpunk, sounds like.
So you could unscrew your feet and put rocket feet on. And,
yeah, it's cyberpunk.
It does.
Do all
I
that
wonder
sort
if
of
it was cyberpunk,
Yeah.
but it was completely mad. I'm just going to take off my travelling feet and put my fighting feet on instead.
Yeah, but if you're doing that before a fight, I mean, to be honest with you, if you're unscrewing your feet in the middle of the fight, someone's going to kick your head in before you put your feet on.
No, I imagine it's. Hello, I've already got one foot on.
Popping into combat. So, get yourself to the front of the hall, lads. Come on up. You've eaten now. You've had pie. You've had ale. There's no requirement for temperance rolls. He's not giving you that much pie now.
I've gone for a quick nap.
He says, come on then, tell us the business.
Anyone?
Bueller? Anyone?
Right.
I'm worried about saying anything after last time.
Ollie, Camelhead.
We are travelling these lands because our King Arthur, is looking for allies in an upcoming war with King Lot. We are hoping to see the Lord of these lands, your boss, and we have a message and no gift.
And what's the message like?
Well,
it's that.
It's for his ears only.
I am his ears. He's all ears. In his absence, I'm his ears.
In 13 days' time. I'm just going off your countdown clock.
Is it the same as your countdown?
Well, I've got it as still a week and 6 days.
That's 13 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the award for advanced mathematics goes to Graeme.
I have been up since 6 o'clock this morning. Give me a break.
So 13 days you need to be in Lambor.
Yes.
Yeah. First things first, G, tick your trusting.
Nice.
You have trusted him with the real information.
Now, we did have a gift to prove our king's gracious side. However, events up until this point mean we cannot gift your lord this generous bounty that our good king had set aside.
Let me think on that. I'll see you in the morning.
Oh,
And he chuffs off to bed.
right.
Oh, but he comes back in his pyjamas. I'll get somebody to show you your rooms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll go to bed. And he naps off to bed. He snores like a rusty warthog tied to a cement mixer.
Nice. A wounded goat.
Yeah.
2 dinosaurs in a tractor race.
2 dinosaurs in a tractor race. Somebody machine gunning a seal. Any more options on what he sounds like snoring? I once shared a room and it did sound like a baboon punching an otter for most of the night.
That's an image I'm not going to be able to get out of my head. A baboon punching an otter.
I don't know where I got that from. Hey ho. Basically, what I mean is he woke up every half an hour to throw his shit at the walls.
I could see him doing that.
Back to the game. He asks you, as I say, before he leaves, go to bed, to go back to your rooms and he'll have a word with you in the morning.
Yeah.
So in the morning, you come down with your I Love King Arthur pyjamas on.
Mm-hmm.
But Merlin's a twat.
That's what you're wearing, yeah.
On the back.
Yeah. And you have breakfast with the Castellan. And he says, well, sorry about this, but, I'm not going to let you leave today. It seems silly. I'm going to ask your permission, your permission, that you hang here for 3 days.
That takes us down to 10 days.
Hospitality rules.
No.
Well, I've rolled a 3, so hopefully...
It's inside.
Oh, hospitality's 10.
It's passion.
Oh, yes, so it is.
You've got at least 10 as well. Boom.
1.
Yeah, so 2 of you pass.
Is it worth a tick?
You may tick your passion, yes. You realise that he's well within his rights to make that request. It's kind of a breach of rules to take leave without his permission.
Can we ask why we were tasked by our lord to visit several people?
Don't fret. Enjoy the castle, and we'll discuss it again in 3 days.
Wait, so we're not going
We can't tell him no, really.
We're not even going to discuss anything for 3 days.
Well, it's probably waiting for his king to come back.
You may avail yourself of any facilities that we have here. You may go hunting in the forests and all that sort of stuff. But
No, we'll go off and find Matt in the forest.
that could take time because he'll probably lose all of you.
Is he an encounter on the table?
It's not, but I shall write it in.
Scratch out pick. Just write Matt in number 20.
The remainder of the day, literally, for Hefford is to just kind of go hunting. You can make a hunting roll if you want.
Why not?
No.
No.
Okay.
I didn't find Matt.
On the second day, literally nothing happens again, and it's just all he holds court. Tries a few criminals, stabs a few peasants. You can roll a courtly skill of your choice, which is all the ones that are they marked as courtly skills in the new thing? But if not, I can remind you of them.
But because
compose, courtesy, dancing, falconry.
I'll go with courtesy.
Just all roll falconry. Fashion, flirting, gaming, intrigue, literacy, orate, play, recognise, religion, and singing.
Do we get a tick for intrigue earlier on?
You did earlier, yeah.
I'm going to go with courtesy. No.
You already rolled that one. And any other skill you want to roll out those ones, Brent?
Didn't help.
I'm going to go with singing.
Singing.
Like that.
Fucking hostile.
No.
Oh, God.
It did come out like
Very
that.
nearly was fucking us down.
Bit of Pantera. You fail
Scorpion Priest. Not Scorpion.
You fail your singing.
Bring down the... yes.
Bring down the aubergine. A success roll there would have got you glory equivalent to your appeal, or double if you get any.
I'm not very appealing.
Dinner approaches on the second day, and the sun setting in the west when a clamour comes around the court. Open the gate! The king's here! It doesn't say that in the book, but it was too rude, and I know what you lot are like. There's the usual activity for such an occasion. Grooms rush about, servant girls undo their blouses, that's all.
Assume the position.
Sir Hifford comes down to meet his liege, who gets a goblet of drink immediately upon getting off his horse.
As long as it's not king lot, we're fine.
3 other knights plus squires have arrived with the king.
Shit, we got that lost. End of King Lot's court.
That would be pretty bloody lot. A King Lot of the Orkneys.
No, we were
Kingdom of Gore.
We were following that doddery fool through the forest.
It was Merlin in a hat. He's suspicious of me. I'm going to lead him astray. Bastards. What are you doing? Anything?
Where would we be expected to meet him then?
You may make me an honour roll.
Yes.
Honour would probably say, well, you've got to wait for him and probably be in the Great Hall.
Well,
wait till you're announced, effectively.
We'll do that, basically.
If you'd have barged your way to the front, you'd have been in danger of getting proud ticks and all that sort of stuff. But, that's fine. Eventually, then, Hifford introduces you. Sir Dave, Sir Ollie and Sir Graeme. Were any of you particularly good last year at the Battle of Carleon? Or were you all pretty average, weren't you?
I was all right.
Okay.
I was all right.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
my battle rolls, less said about those the better.
We certainly didn't map the situation.
No. We didn't. He survived.
Yeah.
And that's all we have time for this week. Stay tuned for the second part of year 511, when we turn very serious and turn into proper roleplays. Only kidding, it'll be the usual bollocks and arsing about.
We did not arse about.
You've been listening to It's Good to Be Bard, with me, Dave, Ollie, Graeme and Dave too. This episode, Pesci or Pasquale, was recorded on the 29th of March 2024. If this is the first time listening to the show, where have you been all this time? As a punishment, I insist you sit down and listen to every episode without a break. Anyway, all our episodes are available on YouTube and on Spotify and in the links attached to the video. We hope you enjoy. You can interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, or X, as it's now inexplicably known, and indeed on Instagram. You can find us at It's Good to Be Bard. You can also email us on itsgoodtobebard@gmail.com. If you're enjoying the show, please do subscribe and consider leaving us comments and reviews. All this really does help the show. And as always, remember, but the order of knighthood unites us all. Pause for effect. Oh, I'm not supposed to read that.